up? What's good? What's happening? Welcome to the King and Me Show. I'm one half of this thing, King.
Hey y'all, it's me, Michelle. How y'all doing?
And welcome to the King and Me Show, where Michelle and I attempt to offer a real outlook on a healthy relationship. Tell them what real stands for. Real being relatable,
Entertaining,
accountable,
and loving.
We are in the last, wait, this is the last Monday, right?
This is the last Monday, yes.
It is the last Monday of November. We're approaching Thanksgiving week. We are streaming across multiple platforms that we're in partnership with. So let's get that out the way real quick.
Bam.
Shout out to Perry Productions over on Facebook for allowing us to stream on his platform.
Thank you.
Shout out to WTF Nation Radio, who we are in partnership as well, for allowing us to stream on their platform. Give a salute to y'all as well. There are, on WTF Nation Radio, there's going to be, let me take a look at the calendar here real quick. There's going to be a show today, us. Let's see. There's going to be the Monday edition with Ice. Pop Culture Warrior is going to be live on Tuesday. And then there's no shows the rest of this week on WTF Nation Radio.
Wow.
So y'all are graced with us.
Y'all get our presents. You're welcome.
Well, we're going to be talking about the Pass Pros and why the Passport Bros are winning.
Eye roll. Insert eye roll.
Winning. All right. So hopefully y'all are having a great start to your week this week. It's Thanksgiving week. Hope you have a lot to be thankful for. Michelle, what do you have to be thankful for?
I am thankful for my boo thing because he fine.
Oh, that's a pimp line.
I know.
Man. See, I was just going to say I'm thankful to be alive.
I mean, I'm thankful for that too, because if I wasn't alive, I wouldn't get my boo thing.
Pimp line. Look at that.
Damn.
Hey, maybe you can show some of these U.S. women a thing or two about how to prop up their man.
You know, I got you.
Let's see who we got in the building. We got Tom in the building. Said, King and Queen, have a blessed Thanksgiving week with your family and loved ones. Stay blessed and balanced in life. Appreciate you popping in, Tom.
Same to you. Thank you for the Thanksgiving wishes. Same to you, Tom.
Let's see who else we got in the building. Anybody else? Nobody yet on WTF Nation Radio, but it's all good. One last thing before we get into it. If there's a like button on your platform, do us a favor. Mash that like button.
Hit it.
It helps us out on the algorithm. How you say that word?
Algorithm.
The algorithm. Ooh, I like the way you say it. Say it again.
Algorithm.
Say it one more time.
Algorithm.
Yes. All right.
He's a mess, y'all. He's a mess, but I love him.
So, babe, have you heard of the Passport Bros?
Unfortunately.
What is your take on the definition of what a Passport Bro is?
When we don't rehearse things and then he just catches me off guard. Okay. My definition of the Passport Bros. They are a group of men who have passports and they are willing to travel to expand their horizons in a multitude of different areas of life.
Give some of those multitudes of areas.
Goodness. One of the, just travel in general. I remember when I was younger, I used to think God created this whole big world, too big of a world for me to just sit in one place and not explore the rest of it. And I feel like the Passport Bros are living up to that. They're like, no, this world is big, beautiful, and vast, and I'm going to go see it and explore it. I'm not going to lie. Some of them do it for their own peace, their own, well-being. Love it. Totally here for it. Others do it because they're looking for romance and they feel like there are better options outside of the good old US of A, and they'd rather go explore every single other option in the world that exists except for US women.
I like how you broke that down, actually. Thank you for saying it that way, first of all.
You're welcome.
Because, yes, so before I get into it, I think that a lot of our military brethren are OG Passport Bros, because if you had the opportunity to get stationed overseas or if you got stationed in Asia, chances are if you participated in some of the military exercises like we used to do, like, I forget because I've been out a while, but there's an annual one that if you were stationed in Japan, a lot of the Navy, Marines, and Air Force people would get the opportunity to go to Thailand. So my first time in Thailand was for a military training which I was married at the time, but observationally, I'm looking around like, man, like this would be where I would come to live once I got out of service. I felt like no matter what type of person you are, that in Thailand there was something for everybody,
Mm-hmm.
and it also didn't break the bank. Now you're talking, I'm saying this from about 20 years ago when I was there, but still comparatively to go out to eat and then enjoy, what is it when you're in the water, kayaking
Oh.
in the water or jet skiing. You could do all of that. You could go have lunch, have a beer, and go jet skiing and spend like $20. And this was 20 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And this was 20 years ago. So just to see how you could enjoy life and not have to necessarily worry about a budget, I
Mm-hmm.
thought that, man, this is an all right place to come to. Now, I was married at the time, but let me put that disclaimer out there. Even though I was married, looking around, like the ladies there wasn't too bad to look at either. Depending on what your type is.
So we ain't never going to Thailand. Okay.
There are women
Nope.
everywhere in the world,
Duly
no
noted.
matter where I go.
Mm-mm.
I'm just
Mm-hmm.
saying. I'm just saying. So Time said Passport Bros are definitely winning. If we have to deal with women like Vivica A. Fox, I'd rather go to the moon. Yes.
What did you do this time?
They basically said that if you wanted to avoid, what advice would she give her younger self?
Mm-hmm.
And she said, avoid dating people like 50 Cent. Which, again, that's something that when you get of a certain age, certain ladies, they go back and they look at the type of people that used them and discarded them. And essentially, that's what 50 Cent did. But actually, so she was older than 50 Cent when 50 Cent first came out.
So, okay. Sorry, I asked the question, but I will say this. I don't think that you should be putting it on someone else, right? Like there are two people in a relationship, number one. Number two, I feel like that's really, really disrespectful to say in hindsight, I shouldn't have dated a person like this and actually say the person's name. Why not just say a person with these qualities or these traits? And if other people want to make the inference as to who you could be referring to, then okay, let other people make that inference. But be mature, be a woman. Don't put names out there on blast for no reason.
I agree. But I'm thankful for social media for showing stuff like that, because what it essentially is showing you is the mindset of somebody who would do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're looking to vet somebody for long-term potential, she's showing you what, like, how her mind is already.
Okay.
Believe it. Don't be like, oh well, that's what I say publicly, but
That's not what I
between
feel in real life.
between these four walls, that's just my persona when but between these four walls and you, as I'm talking to you lovingly in your eyes, I don't look at you a certain way. Like, you get all my love, and no, no, so what your definition of the passport bros was very similar to mine. I wouldn't even add anything to it. I do want to say that it's not just about women. I think that's a common misnomer, I think is the right word.
Yeah, which is
Like a
why I didn't say
misconception.
it first.
Yeah.
I said it second. They want to explore.
Yep. Get out, explore, and see things. And I'm telling y'all that it is my opinion that I'm gonna offer this advice to young men out there. Actually, no, it really don't matter what if you've never traveled overseas
Mm-hmm.
and you're looking for a relationship, I would say don't even get into a relationship until you have gotten your passport and you have traveled outside of your country, wherever your country is, because we do have an international
We
audience.
do. And the only thing I'll add to that is I believe I never knew about gap years until I started like watching television in my 20s. That's when I heard the term gap year.
Okay.
I believe that you should take a gap year if you can, if it is possible. I think you should explore the world either right after high school or maybe right after college, but definitely before you take that next big step in your life, whatever it may be. I think you should explore the world and see how different cultures do things. If for no other reason than life is your greatest teacher. and you need to see what happens in other parts of the world. You need to be able to experience those cultures before you lock yourself into anything long term.
Agreed. Now,
So in theory, I'm not against the passport bros. I have no beef with that concept of, sorry, getting more comfortable.
get comfy, baby.
I have no issues with the general belief that you should travel, you should see the world, you should do all the things. I don't disagree with that. I believe that. I support that in theory.
I'm going to reiterate what I said to what you just said. Before you even consider a long term relationship, you should go travel, see the world, see other cultures, see how the people in that culture will treat you.
Mm-hmm.
Because what it'll do is you'll then create a standard for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and you will live up to that standard and not allow people to come in and jack up what that standard is. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Here's a question from Alpha, the first one here. Says, here's what I don't understand. If the passport bros are leaving and they have every right to leave,
Mm-hmm.
why does that bother people who want to stay?
I think it's a mentality thing. Like small minded people are just going to be small minded people, no matter their gender, no matter their race. Small minded people are just going to be small minded. So, what they're saying, I think it comes from a place of jealousy. I think that's what it is. Like the comments that are coming out of their mouth are coming more so from a place of jealousy, that they feel like, oh, you get to go do this and I can't do this, so I'm just going to bash you for what you're doing. We see that all the time, no matter what happens in anything. And that's what I think that is.
I think that it is. I think that it's jealousy. I think that it's people that don't have the opportunity or have never really used their passports themselves. And I mean, look, if you're looking to find somebody
Mm-hmm.
and your availability is now shrunk because people of your gender have ran off people of the opposite gender, then yeah, those that are behind are could feel some type of way for those, that chose to do that instead of, stay and I don't know, ride it out.
I'm going to be honest. The only thing that, in my opinion, the only thing that truly stops a person from getting their passport and traveling is fear. It's not money, because I hold on to that saying that scare money don't make money. So you're not willing to put in the work to go do these things. You're not
Yes.
willing to pay
Yes.
I don't know what the
Yes.
current cost is. I'm just going to say 150, and I apologize if it's too low. It's probably like 180 or something. You're not willing to find the 150 to go get your passport, but you'll find 150 for so many other things. And this isn't coming from a place of judgment. It's coming from a place of, don't bash people who are actually not afraid to travel, and you are covertly using your fear of traveling to prevent you from doing those things. But go get a passport, spend the 150, 180, whatever. Go get a passport, and if you feel like you can't do anything else, go across the border to one of our bordering countries. Go over to Canada. US dollar goes a little bit farther over there. Go down to Mexico. Start there. Like, do something. And then once you do that, once you give it a little taste, you'll love it and you'll keep going and you'll want to go farther and farther and farther. It's a passport. It is literally a ticket to your freedom outside of the United States. Go do it, explore, and ditch the excuses on your way to CVS or Walgreens to go get that passport photo. Like, ditch the excuses.
I like that. That brings me to a point that I'm going to come up to later on. Alpha said, I am not a passport bro, but if they want to leave, it doesn't hurt me, so do them. Look, I'm going to raise my, I identify as a passport bro, only because most of my time overseas happened when I was in the military, and I'm thankful for that. It opened up my eyes. Now, I was married when I was in. The one overseas trip I did, I took a sneak mode trip that I didn't tell nobody. And I went to Colombia, and I almost did. If it weren't for my daughter, I don't think I would have came back. I would have left my job. I would have left everything. Let me tell y'all, the best post-divorce trip you can take is to Colombia. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Now, Paul Bennett said it's not a matter of them leaving, it's them crapping on American women thinking it's better. But where are the results? Paul, I'm glad you asked. Let's
Oh
take a look.
goodness. First of all, hey Paul.
So let's watch this little 2-minute video here.
Where are the passport bros? I was waiting for y'all to come back with wedding rings, show off the beautiful women that you found. And because there was quite a few of y'all that was on this app talking junk, but I haven't seen none of that. I mean, you were so quick to boast about finding a woman that wasn't American. What's up? Where are the wedding photos?
It's too many. They won't even stop. Apologize. I apologize. I'm saying, she asked, so we had to provide. I'm just saying. Okay. All right. The biggest. They've been.
Yeah. Paul said, what are receipts? What are results? They out there, man, but they out there happy. Remember, we're one of the few people that are willing to come on as a couple and talk about coupley things and share our relationship and things like that. And I'm thankful that Michelle was willing to do that. But those happy passport bro couples that are out there and that have found success, they scrolling that, keeping it to themselves.
Right. Now, okay. So I will agree with Paul. For me, it's not a matter of someone wanting to travel. Like, boo, you need a ride to the airport. Just bring me a keychain back. I love it. I honestly love the concept of, and I am so sorry, I do not mean to make this about race, but I love seeing pictures of my Black brothers and sisters out there traveling the world getting passport stamps. I don't feel any way, shape, or form envious. I don't feel any way, shape, or form jealous. I am here for that. I love it because when I moved to Frederick County, which is an hour west of Baltimore City where I grew up, I remember catching so much flack because people are like, why are you moving? Like, you're moving out to the country. I moved an hour away from my hometown, and you would have thought I left the country.
That's funny.
And it's people are so limited in their mindset because they could never imagine anything outside of the zip code where they are. And that to me is more terrifying than getting on an airplane. The thought of feeling captive in the area where I am is more terrifying than getting a passport and what could happen if I go into another country. That's scarier. So I support the passport bros for doing just that, getting passports, traveling, going all around the country. But what I will never support in any way, shape, or form is bashing other people.
Ooh.
I don't believe in that. Like, that's just me. I don't believe that. I have you, right? So I have an amazing man, but that does not mean that I need to go out and bash other
I'll second
people.
that.
Right?
I'll
Like,
second
I
that.
have something good. I am grateful. I am thankful for my something not even good, amazing. I am very, very grateful for you. But just because I have you, that does not mean that I need to go bash other men. That does not mean that I need to do, a whole episode on, all these, what is it, like pookies and all these other things because, oh, I got myself a good man so I can go and bash other men. No, like, I don't think that's okay. So that's the problem that I have with that population of passport bros who bash US women on their process of, on their way out to go find someone outside of the country.
Now, we have a watcher. I'm not going to say his name unless he calls himself out, who's probably going to tap in here in a little bit. I have some advice for him. He's tried out the dating apps. He's tried meeting people in real life, IRL, all the things, and he's not having a lot of success. And to him, I would say, have you left the country yet? Just straight up, have you left the country yet? If not, then I don't want to hear no complaining about nothing until you've at least gotten a passport stamp, gone someplace, and just tried what dating looks like in another area.
But see, I'm just going to disagree with you a little bit. I'll agree with the last part that you said, dating in another area, and say that for some people, dating in another area can look like, okay, if you live in the state of Maryland and you've only dated DMV people or, Maryland people, try going to a different part of the country and trying something else. Like, stop dating in your backyard. And then when you continue to run into the same issue after issue after issue, you're just like, oh, well, forget everything, forget everyone. Like, the whole system is broken. No, you've dated literally the same person if you're only staying within the same area.
I can see that. Essentially, you're saying expand your
Yes.
horizons.
Yes.
You don't necessarily have to leave the country. Just check a different market out.
Exactly. 100%.
That's actually not bad. I will still say take your butt out the country though.
I mean, I don't disagree for life experiences. I do not disagree. I 100 go get a passport, travel, go see the world. You probably will find her, that woman, that person as you're traveling. However, it's as you're traveling, not just outside of the country, but around the country too. You never know what you can find. I found some of the most amazing friends the moment I stepped outside of my comfort zone. And there's so much happiness that exists outside of a person's comfort zone if they'd be willing to take that chance.
Ooh, pause. Off topic. Paul's wife, Dottie, we had a chance to meet his
Such
lovely
an
wife,
amazing woman.
and she just celebrated a birthday. So we want to give a very public
Happy birthday
to
to
ya.
you.
Happy birthday,
to
Dottie.
you. Okay.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Oh, that's
Oh, that was
yeah.
my bad.
I just learned that from watching like an orchestra of how you end. You just got to do the and then it
But
ends.
you got to come back to a fifth.
You got to do it to a fist.
Yeah, because
No,
I was
that's
like,
like the black woman. Like if you got
no,
the
this is
if you
clock
got the
that
stick,
T. That's
no,
clock that T.
but this is the stick. Like you're holding a metaphorical orchestra stick, and then you gotta
Yeah, and then they just like stop with that. But like, no, honey, I didn't pick that up.
Oh.
I ain't pick that up.
Hey, also we're live on TikTok, but we can't see TikTok comments. So if you want to be a part of the show, I'm sorry, we can't display your comments from TikTok onto the screen.
Yet,
but
we will find a way.
Yet, exactly. But if you
The
do,
power of yet.
I will see it. Now, have you tried dating? Because you've gone overseas.
I have.
Did you get the opportunity to sample the overseas flavors when you traveled?
I'm gonna be honest.
What up?
One was when I went to London, I looked like a black Londoner until I opened my mouth. Like I didn't have a British accent. So the people, like those who were interested in me, it was from afar, and I just didn't go up close to let my American speak.
Really? Why not?
I don't know. I think honestly I was afraid.
How old
I
were
was
you?
younger. I was probably 21, 22, and I was traveling by myself. So I was in London by myself, and I'm like,
that's the perfect time. You could act like how you want to act with no witnesses when you come home.
no, I mean, like, what if they wanted to take me out and like, whatever, like I get lost in an alley or something like that.
Yeah.
I didn't have anyone checking for me.
You know what? There is a difference between the genders. Like when I went to Colombia, I got treated out. Which, like, for somebody coming off of a divorce and just wanted to feel wanted, that felt good. I got treated out. I didn't have a car or anything while I was there. The person did, and like they just, it was good because it wasn't about, oh, here's an American, let him pay for everything. It was, hey, I just want to have a good time with a good person. You seem like a good dude. Let's, go and explore and things like that. So I had the opportunity to see that, but as a guy, I didn't feel like, wait, where we going? I'm unfamiliar with this place. I don't want to go there.
But
So
see, your divorce was also 6 years ago. So technology was fairly the same. We're talking about me being in London by myself as a woman, and we're talking 17, 18 years ago.
oh yeah,
So
I see
that
that.
is a little like technology then is not what it is now.
I'm curious if I would have a different thought about all of this if I was like, if I was single and I saw
Which
what
he's
I
not.
saw back then,
Mhm.
would I have married an American person? I don't think I would have.
Okay.
I don't think I would have. Observationally, I know of one couple
Mhm.
personally, like I know them personally, that didn't work out. And one of the reasons why it didn't work out, where he was an American person that married a foreigner to him,
Mhm.
was he was still active duty in the military.
Mhm.
She did not want to stay in the States, and he needed to finish out his time. He needed to get this 20 plus years so that he could earn his retirement. And she missed home and wanted to get back to Japan. And he said, I'm not gonna be married to you living apart. So if you really want to go back, you can certainly go, but you're gonna go back a divorced woman. She said, I accept that.
Again, I'm not bashing anyone where they decide to find their life mate. However, I have an issue with bashing an entire country of of women, and you haven't dated every single woman in the United States. So you can't say, "Oh, all American women are just the same," or "all women from Baltimore are just the same," or "all women from Maryland are the same." Have you dated every single woman who is in that area? No, then you can't say that every woman is the same.
Shout out to Marilyn over on TikTok sending us a lot of love. We appreciate that.
Thank
Thank you. That
you.
is dope. That is dope. Now let's
Probably just to
see.
get me to stop singing, which is fair.
Now, there's a narrative out there that the dating market is hostile towards men in the United States. And I think that that's not true. What I believe is that if you're not a top 20% male by a lot of the average woman standards, then you get cut off and it feels like it is hostile. And what men are seeing, those that actually have gotten their passport and have gone to other places, is that the barrier to entry for a good time doesn't take a lot
Mm-hmm.
for the average woman in these other places. Now, if you're somebody that you're used to wealth and you're a lady that comes from a wealthy family, then chances are you're used to certain things. And we're not talking about you.
Yeah.
We're not talking your dating pool and your dating uh candidates are way different than what the average person is. But men are reporting and saying that it's taking all of this just to even go out on a date with somebody here in the States. Whereas when they go to some of these other countries, it's just a, hey, how are you doing? Would you like to go out? Yes or no. And if they say no, it's not a disrespectful no. It's a, okay, well, hey, that, it's said in a way that the rejection is soft. And that's what I think a lot of ladies are missing. Now, I'm going to give the caveat to that. I personally have seen a woman reject a man in a proper, nice way, and to have that man go off on that woman right then and there. And other people came and was like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of that wasn't necessary. I'm not talking about that percentage of, people with that low life of a man that would do something like that just because they got rejected in a nice, respectful way. But I've witnessed it where if you were overseas and you approached somebody and they weren't interested, you got rejected in a way that it didn't hurt you because they weren't trying to hurt you. They just, hey, I'm not interested.
And that's fair. I think sometimes for women, just to kind of give a little bit of a defense for that, I think sometimes for women, you don't know how men are going to react. You want to assume that if you give that soft, sweet rejection, that it'll be okay. But the reality is, every man is not going to respond like that. And that's not a every American man. That's a every man is not going to respond like that. I wish it were the case, but it's not. The other thing that I will say is it, how do I put this?
Mm-hmm.
I've said this in other streams.
Okay.
Sometimes the way that some women act when it comes to the hoops that you have to jump through in order to take her out on a date, sometimes that is a product of the environment that we are currently in.
Say more.
Meaning, some men actually do that. And because some men actually do that, some women think that they deserve it. So you're talking of social media is a beautiful thing until it's not. You're talking about the average woman versus, like, not versus, but, and then also to the side, that top tier, like, what is it, like 20%, you said?
Yes.
Okay. So here we have, I'm going to say, woman A, who is a part of that top 20%, and she is attracting that top 20% man, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she posts on social media that this man who can afford to picks her up, opens the door, wines and dines her, does all of this stuff for her, right? And then everyone can see that. So top 20 can see that, average can see that, not average can see that. And everyone looks at that and says, that's what I want. Well, that's a level for, those are treatments that certain women are able to get. So then you have the average woman and the not yet average woman who were like, well, I want that and I'm not going to settle for anything else other than that. And then they start creating hoops that men have to jump through because of what they saw someone who socially and financially is at a different level than them getting. And they're like, well, I want what they have. And that to me becomes a situation where you cannot look at what person A, B, and C is getting and compare yourself to them or feel like because they have that, you deserve that. And I think that's where we have a little bit of an issue. You got to stop comparing yourself to what you see on social media, what you read about in the books and everything like that, and really hone in on what you need. Because if you look at what you need, not a want, but a true need and necessity, you'll realize that not everything that those top tier socially and financially women are getting do you actually need. You do not need a man to pay your bills. You want a man to pay your bills. You do not need a man to open every door for you. You see other women getting it and you want a man to do that for you. And you need to learn the basic difference, the basic economic difference between a want and a need. And once you learn that, I feel it will serve women well in the dating market.
First of the month's coming up, babe. I'm just saying, you speak.
It's the first of the month.
You speak a good game.
Wake up.
But when that rent due, there's gonna be men lined up to fix a bind, and when they get that quick, fast, easy money, like that makes it harder for them. There's this term that I heard called pair bond, and it's like, I'm not gonna get fully into what pair bonding is, but the more you give yourself to other people, the harder it is for you to pair bond and create a deeper connection with like one person.
I can believe that. I can get with that. But okay, you just joked about the first of the month, women going after certain type of men to be able to get what they need. To which I say, well, men, stop doing it.
The market is going to dictate what happens. To me, like the passport bros aren't like wasn't caused by anything. It was the market dictating what some of their best options could be. Because it's not all peaches. Let me just say that. Matter of fact, I've got an example. It's not all peaches over here. There are some villainous people out there unmuted, that are going to do villainous things like this chicken head Kenyan woman right here. I shouldn't have said that. So I had to mute it because I didn't want to get copyright stricken. But the thing on the screen says, POV, I'm the first African woman to humble them crazy, abusive passport bros. Now, this woman's story here, she met a passport bro who went to Kenya, met her, had a baby by that man, and then hypergamously monkey branched from that man who brought her back to the States, which they'll say, hey, if you married somebody from overseas, you stay there. Don't bring them over here because the USA is like a toxin to people.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
And she got over here. She met somebody that was richer and more handsomer than her husband, who brought her out of Kenya and left him and publicly talked about it.
So which...
And now she's created this persona, and now she's a whole villain out here.
So which I will add this. Some women might argue that it's a certain type of man that is going overseas to get themselves.
Ah, okay. So
again, I'm not going to agree or disagree because I got my man and I'm good. I'm happy. But
all right.
Some women may argue that it's a certain type of man that has to go overseas.
What type of man are some of these women who might argue that? What type of man are they claiming are those type of men?
Men who are lower down on the scale from 1 to 10 of attractiveness. And I don't just mean looks, I mean overall attractiveness and what he can offer. Respectfully, some of these countries, the US dollar is stronger in. So if you go to most Asian countries with a 100K salary, that's a lot of money over there. That can do a lot.
Yeah, you making 100K going over to Thailand. Hey, you rate under the royal king and queen.
But that's what I'm saying. So like you could get someone who on a scale from 1 to 10 is like a 6 on a really, really good day, making 6 figures, and they go over to an Asian country. And I mean, yeah, of course they're going to be able to ball out, but someone over here may not be caught up in that spell that much.
Shout out to Politically Incorrect, said big British pound looking tidy, tax not included. Hey, Politically Incorrect, appreciate you tuning in. Shout out to Mousa, said good evening. I feel like I always say your name wrong, but I appreciate you tuning in. And then we got CC Smith in the building, too. They said whatever floats, they boat. Mama, you against the passport bros? Let passport bros let their passport fly. I was trying to find something witty to say.
Baby, you were trying.
And I lost it. But I sure enough tried.
You did.
Let me see if we got any comments on TikTok before I agree. Marilyn said, I agree with you, Michelle.
Hey.
What?
Yes.
You know, stop stealing my friends.
No.
She was my friend before she was your friend.
She's my friend now. Marilyn, look into the camera. You're my friend now.
I think that some people say that the passport bros stem from men feeling undervalued and underseen. Come on back. The internet went down, but I think we're good to go. Goodness gracious.
We both looked at that like.
And give us a heads up to let us know that we are back live. CC Smith said, hey, my piece. What up? What up, mother?
We're back.
Okay.
These two look like they're back.
It looks like we back. All right, good. Internet. We gotta get this internet fixed.
I had a solution. You don't want to know my answer.
Hush.
I'ma just sit here and mind my good old business.
Do you think that these people are ignoring red flags abroad when they get there? Or do they see the fantasy and they try to make that fantasy a reality.
Respectfully, I think they see a fantasy and they're trying to make it a reality. The grass always looks greener on the other side of the fence from where you are, and I think that sometimes they're being sold a fantasy and they want to believe that that is true. Again, you see a certain population. The United States is big. Like I've heard someone, it was on social media though. I heard someone who was from the UK say that the reason why a lot of Americans don't have passports is because we can do in the US what people do in Europe, which is easily travel from one new culture to another. So in Europe, the countries are really, really close to one another. So you can easily jet from one country to another just by catching a train and just going, or just like quickly driving across the border. Just like how you and I would drive across the border to go to PA or go to West Virginia or go to Virginia or go to DC, you can do that easily with countries in Europe. So the man argued that the reason why a lot of Americans don't have passport is because we can do that so easily. And let's just be honest, if we were to leave our house right now and drive 2 hours, we could be in Amish country, which is completely different from where we are right now.
Sure.
If we were to drive 2 hours west, we would be in a different part of Maryland that is completely unlike where we are now, completely different culture. And because of that, I will say that I think some men are going out there and they are, being sold like this lie that they have to go over there to be able to get a different woman. No, you honestly, you step into a different part of America and you can get you a different woman. You just have to be willing to go into that different part. But I think what's the word? We downplay or disregard our own people. And when I say our own people, I mean Americans as a whole. We disregard and downplay our own people so much that like we don't realize that there are a lot of people in the US and there are a lot of cultures. We're not a melting pot, we're a salad bowl. We have a lot of different cultures going on here. A lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. And even if you take all of the people who are not native to America and they've come here and they've brought their cultures, and you have two different cultures come together and they merge and they make this beautiful little, third culture that now exists. And that happens over and over and over again. We have diversity right here in the United States. But I think people are being sold a dream, a fallacy, a falsehood, and they're going overseas and they're like, I'm not going to find anything better here. No, have you really looked in every single crevice, in every single corner, at every single thing, uncovered every single rock? And now you can honestly say, after having done that, that you haven't found anyone. Like, I'm sorry, you cannot tell me that there are no good people, insert the gender of your choice, in the United States if you have not stepped foot and walked through every single one of our 50 countries and then our US territories as well. So unless you've been to all 50 states, you've been to all, what, 5, 6 of our US territories, until you have done all of that, you cannot tell me that there are no decent people in the United States because you have not been everywhere in the United States.
I'm telling you this.
Tell me, baby.
When you come off the plane and you have somebody who's never met you, they've only video chatted with you, which is how it is now versus when you have went overseas traveling. And they're coming in there and then they embrace you and, give you flowers as a guy, right? And then, they've already coordinated the transportation and things like that to get you back to wherever it is that you're staying. It's hard to beat that when that's what the type of treatment that you're getting on date number one.
What you talking about? You go over to Hawaii, they give you a whole necklace of flowers. You get laid as soon as you step off the plane. What you talking about?
Doo-doo. I like it. Good one. She be coming with the jokes too, y'all. It's hard to beat that. Now, there's a misconception out there.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the right word?
Probably.
Because I will make up a word.
I know. That is a word. I don't know if it was the right word.
It's the right word for what I'm trying to say. Yeah,
Yeah.
Roll Tide. There's a misconception out there that the only people that are getting their passports are men that are trying to prey on women in other places that don't have money, that live